Hello everyone, this is Emma with the Software Training Lab, and today we are going over adding layer effects in Photoshop. We'll talk about the basics of how to add the effects and what the different effects do. Layer effects are a collection of non-destructive, edible effects that can be applied to almost any kind of layer in Photoshop. To open the Layer Effects panel, more commonly known as the Layer Styles panel, you can double-click on a layer you want to apply the effect to, or you can select a layer and then click the FX symbol on the bottom of the Layers panel. Anything you click in the FX list will take you to the same panel, so I'm just going to click on the blending options. Then to add an effect, you can check the box for the effect and it'll be added. You can also click on the word itself. This will add the effect and also pull up specific settings so you can edit it. If you ever decide you don't want a certain effect, just uncheck the box. This will remove it. Also make sure to have preview checked to see what you are doing to the image. Let's do a quick rundown of some of the effect options. First, you have blending options. Blending options are different ways of combining images or layers together. This same option is in your Layers panel. It just gives you more control over its appearance and your effect options. Then you have Bevel and Emboss. Bevel and Emboss is mostly to make something look more three-dimensional by adding highlights and shadows to different parts of your layer. There are two main sections in this area. You have Structure. This is where you can change the style and technique used to create your bevel. This is where you also change the depth and size. The second area is Shading, which just changes the shading of your bevel. While Structure changes more of what it is, Shading changes what it will look like. You'll change the highlight, shadows, angles of the shading, and opacity. Then you have Stroke. Stroke lets you specify the width and color of the border, set the location of the border in relation to the edge of the image, and choose another color blending options. A lot of this works like other sections. The main difference is the position, which is just changing where your stroke is. For example, the center one has the stroke originating from the center of your layer, while the outside has it originating from the edge. The other difference is changing the fill type. You can change it to color, gradient, or pattern. Then you have Inner Shadow and Drop Shadow. These two effects work the same. One is just creating the shadow on the inside of the layer while the other creates it on the outside. You can adjust the appearance and location of your shadow. Then you have Inner Glow and Outer Glow. These also work the same as each other. One is just putting the glow on the outside and the other is putting it on the inside. This is a little more complicated than the inner shadows, but still pretty easy to get. Then you have Satin. You don't really need to worry about satin. You likely won't use it very often. Then you have your 3 overlay options. Your overlay options are just putting different things over your layer, like colors, gradients, or patterns. When using these tools and options, there's a lot of playing around with them and figuring out what look you want for your project. When you're done, just click OK and it will apply all the changes that you made to your layer. If you ever want to make changes to your already existing effects, just double click on the effect in your layer or double click on the layer itself. And if you want to make changes to just part of your image or layer, go ahead, make a selection, add a layer mask, and then apply a layer effect like mentioned before. That's everything for adding layer effects. Thanks for watching.